Something is unfolding, and if you're quiet enough, you can feel it. Not in the news, not in the noise, but in the tiny fractures across the surface of your reality, in the tension behind small moments, in the way time feels different. You are standing inside a threshold, not the kind built with dates and hours, but the kind that lives between moments. A passage woven in silence, designed to awaken those who are willing to listen beyond logic. And right now, that passage is opening. You may have already sensed it: sudden restlessness in familiar places, a heavy tiredness even after sleep, an intuition whispering that something is shifting under your feet. This isn't imagination. This isn't coincidence. It's real, it's moving, and it's already touching your energy, your choices, your emotions. Most will miss it. They'll call it a bad week, a strange feeling, a temporary phase. They'll sleep through the call. But you didn't find this by accident. You're feeling the crack in the old patterns. You're sensing the pulling of invisible tides that don't care for schedules or explanations. You're witnessing the start of a realignment, one that doesn't ask for permission. It simply asks for presence. Because once the shift deepens, once the invisible crosses into the visible, you'll either be ready or you'll be clinging to what was, watching it collapse in your hands. The choice is now, not tomorrow, not later, now. And the first step to meeting this shift with power is recognizing that it's not coming. It's already here. The universe doesn't always announce its greatest shifts. Sometimes it whispers them, hidden in the folds of ordinary days beneath the static of routine. Right now, a subtle but undeniable convergence is taking place. Not an explosion, not a catastrophe, but a recalibration, a tightening of energetic threads that have long been frayed. Above you, unseen forces are realigning, planets slowing, fields bending, portals thinning. This is not astrology. It's not superstition. It's the silent mechanics of consciousness evolving. And you're standing at the intersection, where old timelines fray into dust, where stagnant energies loosen their grip, where the blueprint of your next chapter begins to reveal itself. Not through logic, but through vibration. You may have felt it already. A dissonance with places you once loved, a rising impatience with old routines, a gravitational pull toward people, ideas, dreams that feel strangely alive. These are signals. Signals that your inner architecture is being restructured, that the operating system you've lived by, the stories, the expectations, the silent compromises, is being upgraded at a soul-deep level. But upgrades aren't always smooth. The mind resists what it can't predict. The body aches for the familiar. The heart grieves for versions of you that cannot walk through this next door. Because here's the secret. This realignment doesn't just give, it takes. It takes everything you thought you had to be, everything you clung to for safety, everything built on fear instead of authenticity. And in its place, it offers a terrifying, magnificent gift: freedom. Freedom not to be anything other than the truth of your being. Freedom to live from your center instead of your survival mechanisms. Freedom to create from expansion, not from lack, but only if you're willing. Because this moment isn't about passively receiving a blessing. It's about choosing to trust the pull toward the unknown, choosing to let the old fall without scrambling to rebuild it, choosing to believe that what's being stripped away was never really yours. This convergence is a portal disguised as pressure, a rebirth disguised as confusion. And only those who listen beyond noise, who feel beyond logic, will step through it consciously. You are being asked to listen, to sense, to respond. Because the next chapter of your life isn't waiting for you to be ready. It's already being written with every choice you make now. The only question is, will you be awake enough to participate in your own becoming? Pause. Before you keep rushing. Before you keep reaching for something to fix the discomfort you feel. Pause. Because what you're feeling right now isn't wrong. It's real. And it's sacred. It's the friction between who you've been and who you're becoming. And the truth is, you can't bring both versions with you. You have to choose. So ask yourself, what are you still forcing to fit? Where are you still shrinking yourself just to keep the peace? What have you been tolerating, simply because the thought of change felt heavier than the weight of staying the same? These questions aren't punishments. They're portals. Because everything you refuse to look at, every place you choose denial over truth, becomes an anchor, an invisible weight tethering you to a reality that's already crumbling. What old stories are still running your life? What outdated dreams are you still chasing out of habit, not desire? What relationships are you maintaining because they're familiar, not because they're alive? If you feel restless, good. It means your soul is stirring. It means your higher self is knocking louder. It means you're standing at the threshold of your next timeline, but the door doesn't open for those who pretend they're fine. It opens for those brave enough to say, "This isn't who I am anymore." Even if you don't know yet who you're becoming, even if you can't explain it to anyone else, you know? You know because your joy feels different, because your dreams have shifted, because the places, people, and patterns that once felt safe now feel suffocating. You're not imagining it. You're not overreacting. You're evolving. And evolution isn't clean. It's messy. It's disorienting. It's 1,000 tiny deaths before a single, breathtaking rebirth. You are not meant to feel comfortable in the spaces you've outgrown. You are not meant to spend your life watering dead soil. You are meant to bloom, even if it means breaking the pot you were planted in. So ask yourself, where am I negotiating my truth just to be loved? Where am I abandoning my intuition just to feel safe? Where am I betraying my future self just to avoid disappointing someone else? And then ask, is it worth it? Because your soul already knows the answer. And right now, it's not whispering. It's roaring, it's pushing, it's unraveling everything you thought you needed so you can finally become everything you were born to be. But the choice is still yours. You can cling to the crumbling facade, or you can trust the invisible scaffolding rising around you, ready to build something real. You can stay in the echo of your old life, or you can step into the frequency of your true one. There is no right time, no perfect moment, no guarantee. There's only now. And now is sacred. It's asking for your presence, your courage, your yes, even if it terrifies you, even if it breaks you open, especially then. Because the life that's waiting for you, the love, the purpose, the freedom you crave, it's not found by perfect plans or polished answers. It's found by saying, I'm ready to remember who I am, and meaning it. There comes a moment where hesitation becomes a decision. Not choosing is still a choice. Stillness becomes surrender to the old. Silence becomes an agreement with stagnation. And you're at that moment now. No more rehearsing your power. No more hiding behind preparation. No more waiting for the right sign when every cell in your body is already vibrating with the truth. You are being called. Not by me, not by a date, not by a system outside yourself. You are being called by the part of you that remembers, the part that's been waiting for the mind to get quiet, the heart to get honest, the spirit to get brave. You know what's no longer yours. You know what no longer fits. You know where you've outgrown your surroundings. The cracks in your life aren't failures. They're invitations. Invitations to stop patching up what was never meant to survive this version of you. Invitations to stop performing a life that doesn't set your soul on fire. Invitations to step into something terrifyingly simple, your truth. But truth demands something in return. It demands the death of the lie. It demands the end of the performance. It demands that you stop asking who will approve, who will understand, who will come with you. It demands that you go anyway, because your soul wasn't designed to wait for permission. It was designed to lead. And right now, leadership looks like saying no to what drains you, even if it disappoints others. Saying yes to what scares you, even if you don't feel ready. Saying goodbye to identities that kept you small, even if they once kept you safe. This moment, this opening, isn't offering you comfort. It's offering you freedom. But freedom has a price. The price is certainty. The price is approval. The price is every excuse you've ever used to stay small. And the reward? The reward is everything you've been craving beneath the surface. Authentic connection, creative fire, soul-deep peace, a life that feels like breathing, not surviving. But you have to choose it. You have to claim it. You have to move even when the old voices whisper, stay. Because staying isn't safety anymore. It's decay. The old structures are crumbling. The old stories are collapsing. The old timelines are dissolving under your feet. You can try to rebuild them, stack the ruins higher, pretend you still belong to who you used to be. Or you can rise, unapologetically, uncompromisingly, unstoppably. You don't need all the answers to move forward. You just need the courage to stop lying to yourself about where you already know you're meant to go. Because your higher path, it's not hiding. It's standing in front of you, hand outstretched, waiting. waiting for the smallest step, the smallest yes, the smallest crack in the armor of fear. And when you take it, everything shifts. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Because you remembered. You are the portal. You are the threshold. You are the shift you've been waiting for. The question is no longer, will it happen? It already is. The only question left is, will you rise to meet it? Massive change doesn't happen through massive action. It happens through tiny, sacred moments, repeated, trusted, embodied. If you want to ride this shift instead of being crushed by it, you don't need to do more. You need to be more deliberate. Here's where you begin. 1. Meet your morning consciously. Before the world asks anything of you, before your mind starts racing, pause. Place your hand on your chest, feel your own pulse, and ask, what is my energy asking for today? Don't answer with your mind. Wait, feel. If the answer is rest, honor it. If the answer is movement, follow it. If the answer is silence, gift it to yourself. Start your day in partnership with your energy, not against it. 2. Move to release, not to perform. Your body is the bridge between the seen and unseen worlds. Every cosmic ripple you feel is first processed through your nervous system. Move, but not for fitness, not for achievement. Move for liberation. Dance when you feel stagnant. Stretch when you feel stuck. Shake your arms, your spine, your legs when anxiety builds. Let motion metabolize the invisible shifts inside you. Movement is how you tell the universe, I'm willing to let go. 3. Anchor through breath. When the world feels unstable, anchor into what never leaves you. Your breath. Practice conscious breathing. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale for 8 counts. Do this 3 times. Do it whenever fear tightens its grip, because in that pause, in that sacred breath, you remind your body, I am safe to change. 4. Reclaim your attention. The portals of energy are subtle. They open in silence. They expand in presence. If you fill your mind with noise, scrolling, worrying, comparing, you will miss them. Practice digital fasting for even an hour a day. Choose what you consume with sacred intention. Ask, does this feed the frequency I want to live in? If not, let it go. No apology, no guilt. Your attention is your altar. Treat it like one. 5. Speak like you're already there. Words are currents. They direct your energy before action even begins. So catch yourself when you say, I'm stuck. Shift to, I'm recalibrating. I don't know. Shift to, I'm allowing clarity to find me. I'm scared. Shift to, I'm expanding beyond fear. Every word is a spell. Cast wisely. Your voice isn't just describing your reality, it's creating it. 6. Close your day as a ritual. Before you surrender to sleep, don't just collapse into unconsciousness. End your day deliberately. Name 3 things you released today. Name 3 things you're ready to invite tomorrow. Whisper to yourself, I trust what's leaving. I honor what's coming. Let your sleep become a sacred weaving between who you've been and who you are becoming. 7. Ask the most powerful daily question. Whenever confusion rises, whenever fear whispers, pause and ask, what decision honors who I am becoming? Not what's easiest, what will make others happy, what will be safest, but what honors my becoming? If you ask this one question, consistently, courageously, you will realign yourself faster than you ever thought possible. Not by force, not by perfection, but by frequency. This is your practice now. Breathe like your breath is a portal. Move like your body is sacred technology. Speak like your voice is building new worlds. Choose like your future self is already guiding your hand. You don't need to know the whole map. You just need to trust the next right step. One honest breath at a time. One brave choice at a time. One sacred moment at a time. This is how you meet the shift. This is how you become the shift. Take a deep breath. Feel your body. Not just your lungs. Not just your hands, but your field. Because whether you realize it or not, you've been moving through a silent fire. Not one that burns flesh, but one that clears illusion. And if you've made it this far, if you're still here reading these words with something stirring in your chest, then you already know you are not the same. Something has shifted. Not loud, not dramatic, but real. You see things you can't unsee. You feel truths you can't ignore. You hear the faint voice of your higher self, no longer drowned out by the noise. And now you have a choice. You can tuck it all away. Tell yourself it was just a phase. Let the old rhythm pull you back into sleep. Or you can mark this moment. You can claim it. You can draw an invisible line and say, from here forward, I move differently. because you don't need the world to change for your reality to transform. You just need to live from your soul. Not someday, not when it's safe, but now. And the beautiful part is, you're not doing it alone. There are others, right now across the planet, feeling the same invisible pull, hearing the same silent call, letting go of no longer fits to make space for what they've always known was true. And if you say yes, if you say I'm ready, you become a node in that living grid, a pulse point in the great awakening. Not through force, not through perfection, but through presence. So let this be the moment you stop hiding. Let this be the moment you drop a comment and write, I'm stepping in. I choose my timeline. I remember. Not for attention, not for validation, but as a way to lock in the frequency, to tell the universe, I accept the invitation. And if part of you is still afraid, that's okay. You're allowed to shake. You're allowed to move slow. You're allowed to be unsure. Just don't let fear write your future. Let your spirit do that. And if you want reminders along the way, if you want to keep hearing messages like this when the world gets loud again, then stay close. Subscribe. Return. Not for me, but for you. For the version of you that's ready to lead from within. The shift isn't coming. It's here. The veil is thin, the window is open, and your energy, it's already speaking. The only question now is, will you speak back?